Welcome to the Ghostly Hour. On today's episode, we're going to switch gears a little bit from the Reddit stories to paranormal investigation. We're going to talk about some of the tools that are used and possibilities of traveling to locations in the future. Our first tool is known as the infrared thermometer. It uses an infrared beam focused into a thermopile. Once at the surface, it's absorbed and heats the thermometer. Usually, it's used to find cold spots in a room. Cold spots are believed to be the entity trying to draw in energy in order to show itself. One thing to note about the thermometer and looking for cold spots, make sure that the AC isn't on, there's no windows open nearby, or doors open, stuff like that. Next up on our list is the digital voice recorder. Of course, you can also use a physical voice recorder with tapes, and these are usually used to conduct EVP sessions to speak with the spirit, and primarily is done by detecting sounds the human ear can't hear. Should also note that most voice recorders, you have to wait till after the investigation's done to review them, although some of the fancier models do have a playback option right there on the device. EMF sensors, or the K2 meter, detect excess electromagnetic radiation. This sometimes can show that an entity nearby is attempting to gather energy. That way they can communicate or form. Make sure when getting readings, you get a baseline of the location. That way you can tell high spikes in the EMF fields, and maybe trace them to what they could be. Also make sure that human objects aren't interfering, such as a microwave, a TV, an electro box. These can cause problems with EMF fields being high, which also leads to hallucinations, skin irritation, paranoia, things of that nature. Also note that you can use an EMF meter in order to get answers, such as blink twice for yes, blink once for no, and then ask, "Are you a boy?" And if it lights up twice in a row, then the spirit is believed to be a boy. A thermal camera can be used to detect entities and shapes. It can also detect old heat signatures left on chairs, beds, things like that. Make sure when conducting research that there are no humans nearby to contaminate the area. An example would be having someone sit on the chair and then get up and leave, and then you think you found an entity by seeing the heat readings on the chair. You can also get false positives from reflective surfaces such as mirrors, wood doors that are polished, lockers, things like that. So make sure to account for that in your investigation. One of the basic tools of ghost hunting, and I'm sure you all know, is a camera with night vision. This is used to detect things that you may not be able to see naturally, such as full body apparitions, ghost orbs, or spirits forming. You can also consider getting a full spectrum camera, which shoots in both spectrums instead of just night vision. The Spirit Box uses AM and FM frequencies switching rapidly among the channels. It is believed that this will give the entity what it needs to communicate with you and form words. Make sure that it's typically 2 to 3 words, as this will indicate an intelligent response and more likely that it's an entity. You can ask questions such as, "Are you a boy or a girl? I am a boy," could be the response. The Structured Light Sensor, or SLS camera, projects infrared light. It then arranges them into dots. This then allows you to see joint movements of an entity. So if you were looking at a field, it may look like a bunch of random dots on the wall. However, the spirit walking through it would trigger joint movements and show you a figure on the screen. Another basic, if you're ghost hunting in a party, is to have a computer monitor and a computer. If conducting the full investigation, you're going to want to make sure that you can see things in real time and alert your team to possible paranormal events going on. Radios are also another handheld item that you want to make sure you have conducting an investigation as a team. This allows you all to communicate without having to walk and go find the person, and ensures safety measures in case anything were to happen to one of your team members. Lastly, we have REM pods. These little devices can be laid on the ground and detect entities by radiating its own EMF field around the small antenna. This then allows anything that enters the field to alert with flashing lights typically and sounds. This can let you know that an entity may be passing nearby. So everyone, that's what we have for today. If you know of any other paranormal equipment that I may have left out, let me know in the comments below. Also, be on the lookout, because we're going to start going to haunted locations and filming soon.